Let me ask you something. Do you really know how you're spending your 24 hours? Everyone says they want success. Everyone dreams of financial freedom, respect, and a better life. But the truth is, success is not about how smart you are or how lucky you are. It's about how you use your time. Every single person in this world has the same 24 hours. The rich and the poor, the successful and the struggling, the confident and the confused, they all wake up with the same amount of time. The only difference is how they use it. If you spend your 24 hours wisely, you'll move closer to your goals every day. But if you waste them, you'll wake up one day wondering why nothing has changed. Time doesn't stop for anyone. It doesn't care about your excuses. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose friends and find new ones. But once you lose time, it's gone forever. So how should you manage your 24 hours for success? Time is the most valuable thing you own. It's something everyone gets equally. Rich or poor, young or old, successful or struggling. But how you use it decides everything. You can earn back money after losing it, rebuild relationships after they fail, even recover after mistakes, but you can never get back time once it's gone. Every minute you waste is a piece of your life you will never live again. Most people don't realize how powerful time really is. They treat it like it will last forever. They spend hours scrolling through social media, watching others live their lives instead of building their own. They say, "I'll start tomorrow," as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But time doesn't wait. It keeps moving whether you're ready or not. The clock is always ticking, quietly reminding you that every second counts. Successful people understand this truth deeply. They don't waste their 24 hours. They see each day as a new opportunity, a new chance to grow, learn, and move closer to their dreams. They plan their time carefully, knowing that what they do today will shape their future. They value minutes because they know minutes turn into hours, hours turn into days, and days turn into a life. The problem is that many people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their schedules with noise and call it progress. But being busy means nothing if it's not leading you anywhere. True success doesn't come from how much time you spend working. It comes from how wisely you manage it. You could work all day and still achieve nothing if your effort has no direction. If you really want success, you have to start treating time like gold. Protect it from anything that wastes it. That means saying no to distractions, no to gossip, no to meaningless habits that add nothing to your growth. Every minute you save from nonsense is a minute you can invest in your future. Read something useful, learn a skill, build something small but meaningful. Think about this. The most successful people in the world don't have more hours than you. They just use them better. They wake up earlier, plan their days, and take consistent action. They focus on what matters most and ignore what doesn't. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Time is not your enemy, it's your opportunity. Every day you wake up, you're given 24 new hours to build the life you want. Don't waste them waiting for the perfect moment or ideal conditions. There's never a right time to start. The right time is now. If you can master your time, you can master your life, because time is the foundation of success. Once you understand its value and use it wisely, success is no longer about luck. It becomes a natural result of your discipline and focus. So treat your time with respect. It's not just hours on a clock, it's your life ticking away. One of the biggest reasons people fail to achieve success is not because they don't work hard. It's because they don't know what to work on. They move through each day reacting to whatever comes their way instead of deciding what truly matters. Without clear priorities, your energy gets scattered, your focus weakens, and your results stay small. Setting priorities means understanding the difference between what's important and what's just noise. You can't do everything. You can't chase every opportunity, every task, or every idea that comes into your head. Success comes when you choose what matters most and give it your full attention. When you have a clear sense of direction, every action you take starts to build momentum. Many people confuse being busy with being productive. They spend all day checking emails, replying to messages, or handling small tasks that feel urgent but don't actually move them forward. That's the trap. Being busy feels good. It gives you the illusion of progress, but it often keeps you stuck in the same place. Productivity, on the other hand, is about progress. It's about doing the few things that make the biggest difference. To set clear priorities, start by asking yourself, what do I really want to achieve? Be specific. Don't just say, I want success. Define what success means to you. Maybe it's mastering a skill, growing your business, improving your health, or becoming financially independent. Once you know your goal, list the few actions that will have the greatest impact on reaching it, then commit to doing those things first every single day. You must also learn to separate the urgent from the important. Urgent things demand attention now, like calls, messages, or small tasks. Important things don't always seem urgent, but they create your long-term success, like planning, learning, and personal growth. Many people spend their whole day handling what's urgent and never make time for what's important. That's why their lives don't change. Successful people work differently. They protect time for what matters most, even if it's not urgent. They understand that focusing on the right thing for 2 hours is more powerful than wasting 10 hours doing everything else. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and more intentionally. Another part of setting priorities is learning to let go. You can't climb higher if you keep carrying things that don't belong to your journey. Some activities, habits, and even people can drain your energy without adding value to your goals. You must be brave enough to say no. Every no to distractions is or yes to your future. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I spend my time on what truly matters? If the answer is yes, you're already winning. Because success is not about doing more, it's about doing what counts. When your priorities are clear, your time becomes powerful, your work becomes meaningful, and your success becomes inevitable. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. If you start it with energy, focus, and purpose, you build momentum that carries you forward. But if you start it with distractions and laziness, you spend the whole day trying to catch up. The truth is, successful people treat their mornings like gold. They know that the first few hours after waking up are the most powerful part of the day. When you wake up, your mind is fresh. It hasn't yet been filled with noise, stress, or other people's problems. That's the time when your brain is ready to think clearly, plan deeply, and focus on meaningful work. But what do most people do? They grab their phone, scroll through social media, and get lost in messages or news. Within minutes, their mind becomes crowded and their energy drops. They start reacting to the world instead of creating their own direction. If you want to manage your 24 hours for success, protect your mornings from this chaos. Don't let your phone, emails, or notifications control your first hour. Use that time for yourself, for your goals, your learning, your growth. Read something that inspires you. Write down your plan for the day. Exercise or meditate to clear your head. Do anything that strengthens your mind and body before the world demands your attention. Think of your morning as the foundation of your day. If the foundation is weak, everything else wobbles. But if it's strong, you can handle whatever challenges come later. That's why the most successful people wake up early. It's not because they enjoy getting less sleep. It's because they value having quiet, focused time when everyone else is still asleep. Those early hours are when ideas form, decisions become clear, and discipline grows. You don't need a complicated routine to make your mornings powerful. What you need is consistency. Wake up at the same time every day. Avoid wasting your first energy on meaningless things. Even spending the first 30 minutes planning your day or learning something new can completely change your results. Another reason mornings are important is because willpower is strongest at the start of the day. As the day goes on, your mind gets tired from decisions, distractions, and demands. That's why you should do your most important work in the morning. When your focus is sharp and your motivation is high, if you postpone meaningful tasks until the evening, you'll often find yourself too tired to do them well. Protecting your morning is about discipline. It's about making a choice every day to take control of your time before others do. It's not easy at first, but once it becomes a habit, it changes everything. You'll feel more organized, calm, and confident. You'll stop rushing through your day and start leading it with intention. One of the hardest lessons to learn in life is the power of saying no. Most people struggle with it because they don't want to disappoint others, miss out on something, or appear rude. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. Learning to say no isn't about being selfish. It's about protecting your time, energy, and focus from being wasted on things that don't serve your goals. Think about it this way: your time is limited. You only get 24 hours each day. If you spend them saying yes to every request, invitation, or distraction, there will be no time left for your dreams. You'll always feel busy but never productive. Success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things with full attention. And that begins when you learn to control what you give your time to. Many people live under constant pressure to please everyone around them. They agree to help with things they don't care about. They go to places they don't want to be. They spend hours in conversations that don't add any value to their lives. They think saying yes makes them kind or cooperative. But what it really does is drain their energy and delay their own growth. Being kind doesn't mean being available to everyone all the time. When you start saying no, you begin taking your life back. You create space for what's truly important, your goals, your learning, your rest, your peace of mind. You can't do great things if your schedule is full of meaningless ones. Every successful person understands this. They don't waste time trying to please everyone. They focus on what brings results. They know that success requires sacrifice, and that includes sacrificing comfort and distractions. Saying no also builds discipline. It trains your mind to resist temptation, the temptation to procrastinate, to gossip, to waste time on things that don't move you forward. Every no is a small victory for your focus. It reminds you that your time is precious and should be spent wisely. Of course, saying no doesn't mean being disrespectful. It means being clear and intentional. You can decline politely and still stay respectful. For example, instead of giving excuses, simply say, "I'd love to help, but I'm focusing on something important right now." You owe no one a detailed explanation for protecting your priorities. Start by saying no to small distractions, checking your phone every few minutes, watching unnecessary videos, or spending hours on unproductive talk. Then move on to bigger ones, commitments, social activities, or projects that don't align with your goals. Over time, you'll notice something powerful. Your days will feel lighter, your mind clear, and your progress faster. Learning to say no is not about rejecting people. It's about choosing yourself. It's about making sure your time is used to build the life you want, not the life others expect from you. The more you say no to what doesn't matter, the closer you get to everything that does. If you want to stay successful, you must never stop learning. The world changes every single day. Technology advances, industries evolve, and new opportunities appear. What you knew yesterday may not be enough tomorrow. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you slowly fall behind. That's why continuous learning isn't optional, it's essential. Many people make the mistake of thinking education ends after school or university, but real learning begins after that. Life is the biggest classroom, and experience is the best teacher. Every challenge, failure, or success has a lesson hidden inside it. The difference between winners and others is that winners pay attention to those lessons. They are curious, humble, and hungry to learn something new every day. Learning daily doesn't mean you have to study for hours. Even 1 hour of focused learning each day can completely change your future. Imagine reading one useful book every month, listening to one educational podcast a week, or watching a tutorial that builds your skills. Over time, that small habit adds up. In 1 year, you'll be far ahead of those who waste their time on meaningless distractions. Success belongs to those who adapt, and adaptation comes from learning. The more you know, the better decisions you make. Knowledge gives you confidence and clarity. It helps you see opportunities where others see problems. When you stop learning, you become stuck in old ways of thinking. And that's when the world moves past you. The best learners are not the ones with the highest degrees. They're the ones who stay curious. They ask questions, explore ideas, and learn from everyone, books, people, experiences, and even failures. They know that every person they meet and every situation they face can teach them something valuable. If you want to develop this habit, make learning part of your daily routine. Wake up a little earlier to read something inspiring. Listen to an audiobook while you travel. Take an online course that helps you in your field. Watch tutorials that improve your skills. But most importantly, apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is useless. Once you learn something new, use it to solve problems, make decisions, or improve your work. Another key part of learning is unlearning. Sometimes the ideas or beliefs that helped you in the past can hold you back in the future. Be willing to question your old thinking. Growth happens when you let go of outdated habits and replace them with better ones. Every expert you admire today started as a beginner who decided to learn every day. They didn't wait for motivation, they built consistency. Learning daily sharpens your mind, strengthens your confidence, and opens doors you never knew existed. So never let a day go by without learning something new. Even 10 minutes of focused knowledge can move you one step closer to success. The more you learn, the more valuable you become to yourself, to others, and to the world. Success is not about working every hour of the day. It's about working smart and resting well. Many people believe that if they just keep pushing, if they never stop, never sleep, never take a break, they will succeed faster. But the truth is, burnout doesn't create success, balance does. Your mind and body are like machines. If you keep running them without rest, they break down. You can't perform your best when you're exhausted, distracted, or mentally drained. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It's a part of strength. It's what helps you stay consistent and creative. When you give yourself proper rest, your mind resets, your focus returns, and your energy rises. You start thinking more clearly and working more effectively. Without rest, even the simplest tasks feel heavy. You make mistakes, lose motivation, and start doubting yourself. That's why rest should never be treated as wasted time. It's a tool for long-term success. Balancing work and rest means understanding your limits and managing your energy wisely. When you're working, give it your full attention. Be productive, focused, and intentional. But when you're resting, truly disconnect. Don't think about work or stress about what's next. Give your body and mind a real break so they can recharge. Even a short walk, a good meal, or time with family can refresh your spirit and prepare you for the next challenge. Sleep is another critical part of balance. Many people cut down on sleep to work more hours, thinking it's a sign of dedication. But sleep is not time wasted, it's recovery time. During sleep, your brain organizes information, repairs your body, and restores your energy. Skipping sleep might give you extra hours now, but it steals your focus and health later. Successful people respect their rest because they know it helps them perform at their best. Also, rest doesn't always mean doing nothing. Sometimes rest means doing something that feeds your soul, reading, exercising, meditating, or spending time in nature. These moments help you reconnect with yourself and remind you why you're working so hard in the first place. Balance isn't about dividing time equally between work and rest. It's about knowing what your mind and body need at each moment. Remember, hard work creates progress, but balance sustains it. You can't keep building success on a tired foundation. If you burn out, all your effort becomes meaningless. A wise person knows when to push and when to pause. Rest gives you the strength to keep going when others quit. So don't feel guilty for taking time to recharge. When you rest with purpose, you come back sharper, stronger, and more focused. Work hard when it's time to work, and rest deeply when it's time to rest. That's how you maintain your energy, protect your health, and build success that lasts. Balance is not a luxury, it's the secret ingredient of every truly successful life.